Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Dr. Burns' TOEFL show. Today, we're working on TOEFL Reading's sentence insertion questions. In the old version of the TOEFL, every passage included this question type. And honestly, if you knew how to do it, it was actually a fun question to answer. But if you didn't understand the strategy, it could be very challenging and a big waste of time, especially if you were guessing without really knowing why. So today, I'm going to show you how to solve these questions step by step so you can answer them with confidence. Sentence insertion questions only appear in academic passages. In the 2026 version of the TOEFL, this question type is not always included. However, if there is a sentence insertion question, it usually appears as the last question for the passage. The format is also a little different in the 2026 version. The answer choices are not always grouped together in one small section. Instead, the possible insertion points are separated throughout the paragraph. But here's the good news. The logic for finding the correct spot is exactly the same. It's still about logical coherence and academic writing style. Now, let's go through the step-by-step method. Step 1. Read the target sentence very carefully. Before you even look at the passage,
Pay attention to all the clues in that sentence. Those clues tell you what should come before it, what should come after it.
you must know what you are looking for before you start scanning the passage. If you don't, these questions can feel very tricky. So step 2, look for common clues. There are two major types of clues. 1. Reference clues, pronouns and determiners. These include words like this, that, these, such, many, they, it. All of these words refer back to something mentioned earlier. So when you see them, you should immediately ask, what is the antecedent? What exactly does this word refer to? The target sentence must come after the noun it refers to. If you cannot clearly identify the reference, that location is probably incorrect. 2. Transition words. The second major clue is transition words, such as in addition, however, in fact, consequently, for example, in contrast. These words tell you how ideas must be connected. For example, however signals contrast. In addition signals additional information. Consequently, signals cause and effect. From step 2, we already know what clues we're looking for, reference words and transition words. Now it's time to carefully read each choice and check whether the references make sense and the transitions fit the logic of the passage. As you test each location, start eliminating the wrong ones. If a choice doesn't match the reference, cross it out. If the logic doesn't flow, cross it out too. In the end, only one choice should satisfy both conditions. That's the correct spot for the sentence. Now, I will demonstrate how to use these clues to answer sentence insertion questions. I have 3 questions, all from official ETS sample materials. We'll go step by step. We'll analyze the target sentence, we'll identify the clues, and then we'll test each possible location logically. By the end of this lecture, you'll see that sentence insertion questions are not about guessing, they are about carefully tracking reference and logical flow. Let's get started. Question 1. Our target sentence is, these developments have rendered the use of film and many types of cameras obsolete. The first clue is these developments. That's a major clue. The word these refers back to something mentioned earlier, so the target sentence must come after some developments have already been described. The second clue is the meaning of the sentence. It says that these developments made film and many types of cameras obsolete, meaning no longer used or no longer necessary. So this sentence describes an effect. It tells us the result of certain technological changes. Now let's go through the options one by one. Option A talks about the invention of the calotype in the 1840s. Yes, that was an important early development in photography, but it did not make film or cameras obsolete. In fact, it was part of the early history of film photography, so A is too early. Option B introduces film and roll cameras and explains how photography became more accessible to the public. But film and cameras are still being developed here. They are not becoming obsolete, so B does not work. Option C discusses the popularity and accessibility of photography. Again, nothing here suggests that film or cameras have become useless. This is still describing growth and expansion, not replacement. So C is not correct. Option D introduces digital photography. Now we're finally talking about a development that could make film and traditional cameras obsolete. Digital photography replaced film in many cases. This matches both clues. It follows a clear technological development, and it logically leads to the effect described in the target sentence. Therefore, the correct answer is D.
But what affects birds' sleep norms? There are several important clues here. First, the word but signals a contrasting point. That means we need to look for a contrast, a shift in direction. The passage must be moving from describing something to questioning or reconsidering it. Second, the sentence asks, what affects birds' sleep norms? The word affects means causes, so this sentence is asking about the cause of birds' sleep norms. That tells us something very important. The sentence that follows must answer this question. In other words, after the target sentence, we should see an explanation of the cause. Third, the sentence specifically mentions birds' sleep norms, so it must come after the passage has already discussed birds' sleep patterns. Before the target sentence, there should be facts or descriptions related to birds' sleep patterns. So overall, here's what we're looking for. Before the target sentence, facts about bird sleep. After the target sentence, an explanation of what causes those sleep patterns. Now let's check the options. The sentence before A talks about birds. Many bird species can sleep while flying. So at first, A seems possible. However, what comes after A? The next sentence continues describing birds' sleep behaviors. It does not answer the question about what affects sleep norms, so A does not work. What about B? Just like A, the sentences after B continue describing different bird sleep patterns. Again, there is no explanation of the cause, so B is not correct. Now look at C. The sentence after C says, sleep patterns have evolved based on environmental needs. That directly answers the question, what affects bird sleep norms? Environmental needs. This perfectly matches our expectation. The target sentence asks the question, and the very next sentence provides the answer, so C is the ideal location. Finally, D begins with in contrast and continues explaining differences between animals. But by this point, the passage is already giving detailed explanations. We're not looking for more contrast. We are looking for the transition into the explanation of causes. That transition happens at C. Therefore, C is the correct answer.
Okay, this is the last question. We're asked to place this sentence. This is all the more remarkable considering the lack of technology at the time. Let's look carefully at the clues in this sentence. First, the word this tells us the sentence is referring back to something mentioned earlier. So we immediately ask, what is this? There's another important clue, the verb is. Because of this linking verb, we know that this equals something that is remarkable. In other words, the previous sentence must describe something impressive or remarkable. Next, look at the phrase all the more. This phrase adds emphasis. It means even more. So the sentence is saying that something was already remarkable, and it is even more remarkable because there was a lack of technology at the time. That means the target sentence must come after something that is already described as remarkable. Now, let's check the options. The sentence before A says that the Vikings navigated with remarkable precision. There's our key word, remarkable. The passage already describes their navigation skill as remarkable. If we insert the target sentence here, it reads naturally. The Vikings navigated with remarkable precision. This is all the more remarkable considering the lack of technology at the time. That makes perfect sense. Their precise navigation is even more impressive because they did not have modern technology. So A is a very strong contender. Now, let's quickly check the other options to be sure. Before B, the text talks about Iceland spar and its optical properties. There is no mention of anything being impressive or remarkable. Before C, the passage explains how the crystal helped determine the sun's location on cloudy days. Again, there is no direct statement that this is remarkable. Before D, the text says the sunstone was used for a long time. There is still no mention of remarkable skill or impressive achievement. Since only A directly mentions something remarkable, and our target sentence clearly refers back to that idea, the correct answer is A. Want to build a strong foundation in every section of the TOEFL? Are you taking the TOEFL soon, or looking for detailed, personalized feedback in a one-on-one session? Dr. Burns has everything you need. She offers complete courses in reading, listening, speaking, and writing, along with mock test courses and personalized coaching sessions. Whether you need structured practice or in-depth feedback on your performance, you'll receive clear guidance and practical strategies to improve. Stop feeling stuck with the TOEFL and start moving toward the next level in your academic and professional life. Learn how to get started at www.nanheburns.com.